Hello, hey, this is Bill, here to show you how to assemble the riser and speed reducer, primarily the speed reducer for the 3D printed system. The files that you'll get will print up these items. So here's the main box, and it's a pretty big piece, so it's going to take a while to print that. And then most of these are fairly flat, so they'll print pretty quickly. But we have the lid that goes up on top. This is what we're going to use to create what we call gates that are going to slow the marbles down, drop them back onto the track. This is a single. You'll probably need to print several of these, but this is a holder for the clear acrylic that goes on top of the track. This is a back door just to keep it shut, but it allows you to open it and close it. This is the riser. It's got I think that's a 45-degree riser, and then this little piece right here, also for the one-way door. We'll show you how one-way gate. We'll show you how that works. So the build is fairly simple. I use CA glue. It doesn't matter what brand, but if you look for CA glue, it's available from pretty much every hobby shop, or you can get it at game stores and even on Amazon. So if you want to get some CA glue, that really works well, in my opinion anyways. That's what I use a lot of. Okay, so there aren't that many things to do here, but let's get into it and let me show you how this kind of works. First of all, so here is this black item here is the booster, and this would you normally hook up your riser somewhere shortly after the booster. So the marble's going to come through and then zoom up, and then go up into this device, and that's what this is going to be for. And then the thing that's nice about this is you can put a short piece in here, a long piece, a couple long pieces to set this at different heights. The higher you go, of course, the further the marbles will go via gravity through the racetrack. So anyway, if you want to get the accessory pieces that go along with this, they come in a little pack like this, and they are there's some clear acrylic. They have protective covering on them, which is kind of a craft color. Anyway, these are clear acrylic pieces, and these are all the little gate pieces, and then a sticky back piece that goes down on the track to make it a little bit more quiet when they do fall back to the track. Let's get started. I'll show you the acrylic pieces in a bit. All right, well, let's start with the one-way gate. The one-way gate is going to go up inside here. This little guy, the way that it's cut, it's got a little angle on it, and you're going to install it so that this flat part right here, I hope you can see this. So that piece right there is going to go against this wall, but underneath these pieces, and you'll see that they are angled. So let me show you how it looks like that. Kind of a hard little piece to get in there, especially to show you on film, but that's what it's going to do, just like that. Okay, but before we do that, we need to glue the one-way gate piece on here. So let's do that first. The one-way gate and a lot of parts that come in that little kit are just little pieces of this is just a flexible plastic piece, but it allows the marbles to come up through but not back down, and I'll show you how that works. And then you'll need to cut each piece just slightly. I think I cut them a little bit big so that you can cut them to size. But anyway, I'm going to trim off that little bit right here so that it's the same size. The plastic is the same width as this. So just a little bit. And then we're going to glue it on there. And it's pretty straightforward. Just put some glue on here. And set this on here like that. and that's how that goes. So when you're looking at this, you should be able to see it, that it has the angled piece here, and then this glued to this side, and then we're going to install it up inside here like that. Oops, sorry, came out of the picture. So I'm going to put some glue on it now, and we'll get it in place. I'm going to put some glue along this edge. So I'll do one in the corner over here. Like that. And then we'll get this in here. Got it. So we're going to glue it like that. I'm going to hold it, and actually I like using some spray every once in a while to speed things up. Okay, well, this is how this works. So now we got this one-way gate in here, so the marble's going to come up through. So we'll flex out of the way, marbles will come through like that, but they won't go back down. Okay, that's the one-way gate or one-way door, and that's the first step to get that in. Do you see how that's in there? Okay, so now the next part, probably want to go ahead and just put this piece in. This guy is a piece of foam that has a sticky back on it, and we're just going to peel that back, and then we're going to lay it inside here. Like that. And what this will do is, just when the marbles hit the gates and they fall down, instead of clicking onto this plastic, they'll hit a foam roller with this foam piece, and it just makes it a little bit quieter, not so noisy. Now we want to go ahead and start. Let's work on this thing here. This here is what we're going to glue the rest of the gates to. Okay, and you'll see that they're at certain angles, and this is going to be sliding up inside here like this, underneath that, and then it will be hanging down. But I'm gonna hold off on putting the lid on so you can see what this looks like in here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and now we're going to finish working on this. You have some more pieces that, like I said, there's like 4 of these clear pieces that come in here. There's 2 foam pieces, and then the black foam. It could be any color, but it's the foam that has the sticky back on it. And then we're going to want to glue these in place here. So I want to make sure that there's space here for these. Okay, and so what I recommend is just cut this down to size so that it fits flush on each side here. Okay, there's a big one that goes back at an angle right here, and then there's 2 smaller ones that go here. Okay, and we're going to put the plastics on first, and then I'll show you. This plastic one is installed all by itself. The other 2 are installed with the foam. All right, I'm going to take a little bit off here and make sure that that's going to fit just like that. So I'll put a little bit of glue, and this stuff is pretty amazing. It's just a little, all it is the plastic used on overhead projectors. I don't know what they call that, transparency film. That's what that is. And that's what we've done. So now there's another little gate right here. And when you see it in here, you'll see that it's off to an angle, and it's to help slow these marbles down when they come up through the booster. The first one is just plastic. The next one we're going to do with foam. So go ahead and do that. And you can do the foam ones first if you want. Oops, I better make sure that's the right size. Yeah, that one's cut to size, so I'm going to put that one, well, I'll trim it just a little bit. All right, and then I'll put that foam piece on there. And then you can do any configuration that you like with this, by the way. You don't have to use this particular style. You might feel that a thicker foam or no plastic pieces or something is a better way of doing this. And you're welcome to do that. You know, you're welcome to install it any way you want. I'm going to put a plastic one first on this side. The plastic, really all it really does is provide a little bit of rigidity to the foam. Not much, just a little bit. So that one goes there. And then we don't want to glue the whole thing, so we don't want it to be completely glued to the plastic, but we want it to, oops, I'm gonna have to cut that one down. And on this one, I decided I wasn't going to use this piece, but you know, you can use it. You can, if you want, whatever you want to do. But if you put it so the plastic is on the back side, it just makes it a little bit stronger. But this is kind of what you're going to see. The marble's going to come in here and hit these and drop down just like that. And this is what it looks like when you slide it in here. And the cool part is, if you decide that there's a better way of doing it, just pull this thing out. You can reprint another one, or just take these pieces off and put new pieces on. So it's whatever you feel works best for your races. So that is what that looks like. There's 3 gates. There's a door, a one-way door. The first gate is just plastic, what I feel works the best. A foam one, and then a foam with a plastic on the end, and that should stop the marbles and drop them onto the ground. Let's do this. Now that we have this piece built, I'm going to install the lid. Now the lid only fits one way, so you won't be able to get it in this way. It only fits one way, so when you're gluing it, just be aware of that. And then just put a little bit of glue on here. And you don't want to get too much glue on here and have it run inside, because then it will mess up the guides that hold the tray of gates. So now we'll just do this, drop that in there. And it holds it this way and this way, so it's a nice thing to have up here. And it holds this in place. So now with this, I'm gonna double check to make sure I don't have any glue in those cracks. It's looking good. So I'm gonna slide this in now. Goes in there. And then there's this piece right here is just it's a door that allows you to get in and out of that spot, but it does lock into place. So you put it on and then it drops into place like that, so it doesn't come off this way, and it holds everything together. So nothing's going to go anywhere. So that's how that is. Now, like I said, if you decide to change out those things, you just come back in here, grab your stuff, pull it out, change it out, get a different one. maybe you're using steel BBs for one race and then glass marbles for another. Maybe they use a different consistency or different types of materials to slow them down. And then that goes on there. And that's it. You're done. Okay, so now let's look at the acrylic. So this is what comes in that little packet. And what you're going to want to do is peel this back. You can use a knife or you can use your fingernails, whatever you want. But this just peels off of here, sending it to you so that it doesn't get all scratched up. And it's really awesome because it's super clear and you can see your marbles going up the ramp with this on. So it's kind of cool. So there's the acrylic. Look at that. It is crystal clear. I love it. And then one of them, this small piece, these are for the track pieces, but this small piece mounts right here. So you just put it in here like that. And I am going to glue that one in place. So I'll just put some glue in here. Glue in there. And then we'll just put just like that. And then let that dry. But that provides a channel for the marbles to go up, right? So you want to have a channel where they're not going to fly, you know, because they're coming off of a ramp and they're going to want to fly. So this will keep them on the track and then direct them into the speed reducer. So that's how that works. Now you'll see the rest of them are cut to fit together like this, and they fit on here. So this works very similar to the other pieces, right, that you have. And then this, you put multiples of these on and then slide your acrylic on like that. So you need 2 of these for each track, just like that. And then there's one more feature here that if you're interested, you could, if this feels like it's sliding too much or whatever, you can grab a rubber band and tighten it down like that, and that is going to hold it. So it won't slide. The acrylic won't slide. But that's what those little pieces are for. So that is pretty much how you can do that. Now this, like I said, it comes with 3. So you can build up to 3 things here. That is it. Enjoy. Bye.